I can't quite believe that this is how it's happened, to be quite honest.
That was just amazing.
I've done it.
Yes! Come on!
I'm looking at mic levels here and fucking it.
Mate, whoa.
That is just...
I said to you at 90 minutes I'm not doing a video.
What changed that? Fill me in, I missed it.
Was there a more Scottish way to do that? Like...
No, mate. No. Wizard fuck. I am... Look...
Just done. I'm just knackered.
Mate, I've never been through... For an international level, 90 minutes of emotion, the way there was with that gut in the last minute, going in extra time like that, I've no actually felt my heart go through that. I'm still wondering.
Who says no one cares about the national team?
I'm honestly right now wondering if I have got a cardiac problem. You know, I feel like the doctors should be around seeing me. Mate, we're going to an international tournament. How's that sound?
I'm burst.
First time in our life. There's no even structure for a moment like this. There's no structure. My head is like mush.
That first 89 minutes was the best I've seen Scotland play. Game management.
In my life.
Like, just perfect for 89 minutes.
There is not a bad word to say about any member of that team. We
were talking about man of the matches. I mean, guys that I didn't want in the team. Stephen O'Donnell was just immense. Immense. Ryan Christie, we just watched his interview there.
What a hero.
Try and not greet when you watch that interview, because he was struggling a whole bit of tears. Everything he said was,
you know what he is? He's magical. He's a sweetheart first of all, but he's magical. Everything he done on the park tonight had flair. Everything he done had a wee bit of pizzazz. It just,
you know what I loved the most about him? It wasn't even the talent. It was just he just ran.
Aye.
He ran and
that was the story of the game. He wasn't the only player that ran. McGinn
was amazing.
McGregor strolled it. Jack strolled it.
The starting 11, every single one of them 9 out of 10 at least. For me. I know. Well, listen, we'll come on to McTominay probably tomorrow when we do a more structured version. But even him stepping up for the penalty was great. Yeah, he loses man for the goal, but I mean, just whoa!
It's a roller coaster, mate.
Like I was near tears at one each.
I don't know what you said to your old man when you phoned him there after the game.
Just screamed on the phone.
First thing I phoned my dad's like, how's that feel? I thought we fucking chucked that there. That was just, the first
like
thing
it's so. I was literally thinking when that equaliser got in, it's not even funny anymore. I'm so like it's just not, especially this year. Christie's interview was perfect. Like
it's been a tough year.
Fucking horrible year.
And do you know what? Just to think about it tonight, if the world was in a place where we could, the pubs would be packed, George Square would be packed, the streets would be lined with fucking salt tires.
It's a weird one because I think he almost means more because how shit a year we've had. And it feels really soppy to say.
It does. It's one of the
ones that needed that.
It's one of the things, you know. You look on from a person who doesn't understand what number one this means in football in terms for a person, a normal citizen, a day-to-day average Joe like ourselves. For people that look on and don't get it and we say something like that, they go, shut up. But genuinely, this is something that single-handedly has turned the attitude towards this year onto a more positive note. Look, it's been a horrendous year.
Awful.
Absolutely horrendous. I've hated every last minute.
We've had a horrendous 22 years watching Scotland, and they finally gave us the moment.
They listened to our video,
And the thing is, like, it's mad though, because I know we had that one lax moment for the goal, but see, apart from that, everything we've seen from Steve Clarke's team, perfect. I know in extra time they had loads of the ball and stuff, but I thought Callum Patterson put in an unbelievable shift when he came on, which, you know, wasn't the right sub in hindsight because of what happened in the 89th minute, but put a shift in. Ryan Jack and Callum McGregor were unbelievable.
They strolled it, the two of them.
Just
McGregor
so
done all the carrying of the ball. Jack was just like
there are times we did the ball and a little bit of pressure and Jack would find the right pass out to Robertson, out to O'Donnell and just keep us going. Just Declan Gallagher was immense.
Oh, brilliant.
Unbelievable.
Where's Mitrovic?
All that talk about Mitrovic, he didn't get a kick off Gallagher.
Mitrovic plays at Fulham and struggles at the Premier League level for a reason, right?
His goal scoring record at Arsenal was amazing, can't
deny that. But after tonight, Declan Gallagher looked like a Premier League. He looked better. He could play alongside Harry fucking Maguire the way he was playing.
We watched the game and I think there was a few eyebrows raised about Tierney because, you know, we defended so well without him last time round. It was clear as day the role he had put on Tadic, stop him playing, was amazing. Did so well. Robbo I thought was great. Could have been that moment where he didn't score that. Just we've got to tell you in the background, as you can probably forgive us for, but mate, the scenes at full time just unbelievable.
It's great. What a group of players! Like we've had.
I love them all. Every single one of them. And you know, even McBurney, who we're going to slag off a little bit because he was shit.
Aye.
What a pen! To have the balls to step up and take it.
Look,
amazing.
We've had Ferguson. We've had Brown. We've had Fletcher,
so
we've
many
had McFadden,
who haven't
we've had all these, we've had Miller, we've had Boyd, we've had all these players who are some of the greatest their country's ever produced, and they couldn't do what that group of lads done tonight.
I'm even watching Darren Fletcher. He's just
he's a darling.
Someone who gave everything for his country. It's delighted.
One thing I want to touch on when you talked about Steve Clarke's team. Look,
Sir Steve Clarke.
Sir Steve Clarke. Sir Stevie Clarke. Look, one thing and a lot of people would have said this time 3 months ago when we knew what the outcome of the tie would either be Norway or Serbia. The first thing that we all turned around and said was, doesn't matter, we'll get pumped off either one of them. That was 3-4 months ago. That was the story. I didn't have any faith that we'd beat any of the two teams. We took them there tonight, and inside the first 89 minutes we used to beat them 2-3-0, and we walked all over them. We were great. Steve Clarke, I don't know if there's many men out there that can manage a game of football as well as him. There's a reason Mourinho touts him so highly. There's a reason Brendan Rodgers touts him so highly. This is a guy that knows what he's doing, and he has made himself at this moment one of the most historic Scottish sporting figures of all time in this moment. Just like that. Over the last year, he's done that.
You know who we haven't even talked about yet? Lyndon Dykes. Lyndon Dykes. What a fucking player, by the way. Sorry about the laptop.
Oh, mate, it's alright.
Oh, he's so good. I mean, like, he runs and he runs and he runs and he wins everything. And he bullies centre halves and he gets us up the park and he's got that bit of quality. I mean, the way he sets up Robbo for that chance, he beats like 3 men.
Oh, mate, it was unreal.
He's like stone cold with that baldy, man. He was just, amazing. What a player.
Stone cold Lyndon Dykes.
He's everything we've been crying out for. It's what we thought Fletcher would be, what we thought Jordan Rhodes would be, what we thought Griffiths would be, what we thought all these guys would be. They'd be the next man. He's Scotland striker for the next 10 years.
And little did we know it was the Australian that played up front for Livy that was going to be that.
And listen, we talk all the time about foreign players coming playing for Scotland, English guys, whatever, that don't give them all. Look at what it means to McTominay. Look what it means to Lyndon Dykes, man. He gave everything. And
what I'm looking forward to now is seeing Dykes and when Griffiths is full fit playing together. That's going to be great.
Griffiths, I thought, like, bringing on Griffiths for the penalty was a great idea. Wee man slotted it away brilliantly. Their goalie looked handy too, and yet again we scored every penalty. That's too shit. What are the English struggling with? It's piss easy.
I was about to say, Bobby Charlton, eat your heart out, yeah?
Mate, what are they crumbling for? It's fucking piss easy. It's 12 yards. Not a problem.
Look, the bottom line is absolutely delighted. The both of us, for our first thing we did when that penalty got saved, ran. Embraced it, and I honestly hope every single person who is sitting there watching that game tonight has embraced the nearest person to you, because fuck knows how many times we're going to see this happen. Because I hope it's the start. Pray to God it's the start of a run now which can see us qualify for major tournament after major tournament. 22 year, people have came and gone. People have lost people, everything. It's just a 22 year.
Go back after this and watch our preview video, because it just summed up everything we've gone to get to this point. Honestly. We believed, we went and did it. And listen, at 1-1, there was a point in extra time where I thought we can nick this here. We'll just nick it on the break. We'll nick it. I don't really ever feel like I don't really feel that they created that much. They didn't really create an awful lot.
They had a couple of good chances.
There were a chance the first half. There was a flash header. Yep. We defended so well.
We were brilliant. So compact. We kept them. The thing is, we kept everything so narrow. I don't think we rushed them out wide as much. But see, when we had to, we reacted. We got there.
Stopped a lot of crosses.
I feel like going forward in the first half, there was a couple of moments where I didn't feel there was enough urgency. We sussed it out. We got it sorted.
We're not without Christie and McGinn. We looked lost attackingly. But still, there was a couple of times where we got the ball. We just maybe lost the final cross. I'm burst. I'm just absolutely done. I mean, it was just an emotional rollercoaster. Like at 90, Christie's goal goes in euphoria. 90 minutes, I'm just pissed off. Like I said it on Twitter. We didn't deserve anything for giving away a goal that cheap. Still stand by that claim, because you can't give away goals that cheap, but you can if you show the character to keep going. And then, I mean, extra time, I'm raging the first half. I start to grow into it, feeling a little bit like hanging on. Penalties were just awful. But every penalty was good. I mean,
there was not. The keeper, as we said, looked handy.
McTominay's was great.
Got a hand to it. I thought you seen the size of him, you seen the presence of him in the goals. He kept going. The first couple he went the right ways. I was thinking to myself, we're due to this one here, but did we?
And Marshy got close to a couple, and it steps up. And the Sky team had talked to Mitrovic from an hour before kick-off throughout the game. He steps up, Marshy's there with a save. And that moment, and Darren Fletcher said it post-match, I can't wait to see the video of it again, where Marshall doesn't celebrate because he thinks he might be off his line. He's looking at the ref, they give it, and then... if I were to go back and make a video now, your favourite moment as a Scotland fan, it's got to be the night, innit? Yeah, it's got to be the night. Ryan Christie's interview, I can't wait to watch that again. That was just
Honestly, it's a night that'll live with the Scottish people for a long time.
We deserve it, man. Absolutely
we do deserve it. We've been through so fucking much, and just not just for what's happened this year in terms of footballing. We'll say that dodgy refs cheating us out of shit. We've had
chucking it away to Georgia,
all these different things. You know, we've had it in the palms of our hands at times. Gordon Stratton looked like he might have done it with us.
Mate, I said it to you at penalty shootouts. This would have been the biggest bottle job, chucking it, and that would have taken some doing, but that would have been the biggest one. But we didn't let it happen.
The mentality of these players deserves to go recognised for years to come. Absolutely tremendous tonight. And I bet you guys like McFadden, guys like Fletcher, they'll be thinking to themselves, we should have been the guys to do this, but the pride they'll feel for the boys tonight is just.
Fletcher was like a kid there. He was going to greet. He was just excited to love it.
And it's fantastic. It's just honestly, I'm lost for words. I really am. I feel like the more even when we sit down with a structure to this show,
there's a couple of things.
I'll wake up and believe it.
There's a few things that weren't great. The goal and a couple of things next time, but vast majority of that was just immense. I mean, O'Donnell and Gallagher, I can't go over how good they were.
If you take away a tired extra time, you take away that tired 30 minutes, we were perfect.
Even like Callum McGregor, though, takes a great penalty.
99.9% of that game tonight, we were perfect. We were absolutely perfect, and that's down to the work that Stevie Clarke is installed in the team. He's not just came in and done this here night. He has installed a complete new philosophy in Scotland. This Scotland looks so different. Look at that. Brilliant. He's installed a complete new attitude. You know, this is new. It's not just how we're playing in the park. You see how these guys work. You see the level they're playing it for their clubs. And they bring it, there's been so many players in the past that have been so good for their clubs. They've came to national level and they've just chucked it. They don't look good enough.
And by the way, team selection Stevie Clarke went with shows why he's a manager and I'm not. Amazing. Everyone was just fantastic. Ryan Jack, great. McGregor, the two of them, I mean, they've played lots of football. McGregor especially. Yep. He looked leggy, but he just kept working. I just pride, so proud of everyone. I mean, even Patterson, I thought it was the wrong sub. Thought he put a shift in.
I don't want to get ahead of myself. We'll end off the show and I know we'll end the high note, but before we go there, I said this to you earlier.
Bring on your England.
The way that Steve Clarke has got this team playing, there is no way we can't go to the Euros and nick a couple of wins.
We're going to have a good few international points under our belt. We're going to keep this process going.
See us through. I said to you, I don't think the squad will change much. I'd like to see the likes of Nisbet come in for the Euros if he keeps up his form. I'd like to see us maybe make a couple of changes, cut a couple of players maybe. But we can go to that Euros with this squad and we can nick 1-0 wins.
We keep playing the same way, the same formation. Listen, we'll go again with the game on Sunday. There'll be, it'll be almost change 11. I'd have thought. I mean, to ask the boys to play again would be. But it's the same. So everyone in the squad knows the messages, knows how we play. There's finally a structure and a style how Scotland play. Listen, it might not be pretty, and it wasn't pretty at times, but when you've got that quality of Christie, McGinn, Dykes, Armstrong, Griffiths, Forrest to come back in, Fraser.
Listen, I'd give a left bollock for us to win that in any style of the night. So I'm happy with how it's done. It's
literally so typical. I always feel so cliched saying typical Scotland, but you could not have written it. If there was a way we were going to do it, it was going to be the most difficult way.
Mate, what a feeling. Shake my hand, son. Shake my hand.
God bless.
What a feeling. Ladies and gentlemen, soak it up, drink it in. I'm sure we'll celebrate when we can in proper style.
We're going to the Euros! Come on!
Cheers to that.